Megan, stop playing with me. I didn't want to have to do this, y'all. I prefer not to. I wish her well. I pray for her. I want her to elevate. But you're not going to get to where you need to go when you steady trying to bury somebody. You steady trying to put me down. Why? Protect black women though. Protect black women though. But you steady throwing shots at me. You want motherfuckers to hate me so bad and I don't understand why. DJ Erica.
Welcome to another episode of the DJ Erica podcast. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, notification bell on YouTube, and make sure you guys download the full audio of this podcast right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, man. This is a podcast where we talk about celebrity news, commentary, and we talk about real life situations. And you know I always keep it real on my podcast on YouTube. Make sure you guys that's right now on the podcast listening to audio. Check out my YouTube channel. I am DJ Erica, where I put up the visuals for the audio that's going on right now. And man, it's been a busy week. I'm recording this right now on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, happy late Thanksgiving, because it's going to be posted probably this weekend. I hope you guys ate well. I know I ate well, and I made sure that I social distance for my family. Shout out to my mama for hooking me up with a real good yummy plate of that Thanksgiving dinner, the turkey, greens, mashed potatoes, some macaroni and cheese, and amazing desserts. Of course, it was more food than that, but she hooked me up and I appreciate it. And of course, I had to social distance. Nothing wrong with social distancing. How many of you guys decided to social distance during this holiday? And then are you going to continue it on through the holiday season where we got Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's coming, and you know, it is a tempting situation. We have had a very, very, very long year, and it's been so much stuff going on, and it's been a thing where we can't see our families, and a lot of people are just at the point where they're like, you know what, I'm gonna move forward, I'm gonna risk it all, I'm gonna go see my family this holiday. But I had seen something in the news with the New York governor, Cuomo, basically saying that if you're eating today at Thanksgiving, these big Thanksgiving events, you're going to be at a hospital tomorrow or at a funeral by Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And that hit home. You know what I'm saying? I already was planning on social distancing. It's something that my family agreed upon. But I know it's a lot of people that out there decided not to social distancing, you know. But if you decided to have dinner with family, how are you guys maintaining through this pandemic and making sure that everybody is safe in one household, man? You know, me personally, you know, I just been calling the people I care about, FaceTime and text messages. That's good enough for me. I'm getting a little older, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, holidays is important, but it's not more important than making sure that my health and livelihood and the rest of my family health and livelihood in the order. You know what I mean? And the only kid I have right now is a dog. So I gave him a piece of that turkey, so everything was smooth. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the things that's been going on with the Grammys. We're going to talk about this beef regarding Meg Thee Stallion and her former best friend Kelsey. And these two diss tapes that was just put out, diss records that was put out. Meg Thee Stallion started it. She put out a diss record to Kelsey, to Kelsey Nicole, who was formerly her best friend up until when the Tory Lanez shooting happened. And on this channel, I haven't really been talking about that much about Tory Lanez. I did cover when Megan Thee Stallion was actually shot. I put up the footage on there. If you guys haven't seen that video, you can go way back and look it up. And I showed like the video footage of them in a standoff with the cops and everything else. But I really didn't talk about it because honestly, I just got tired of it. It just seemed like every week it was something new. And with me building my podcast, I don't want to feel like I always have to put out rush news. I like to see the full meat and potatoes, everything, before I actually go ahead and say something overall about the particular artist that we're talking about. Of course, when the incident, the shooting happened to Megan Thee Stallion and she revealed that she was shot, I definitely sympathized with her. I felt bad for her. And you know, I'm never going to support domestic violence in any shape or form, especially a woman being shot. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely sympathize and empathize with Megan. But it just seemed like the continuing on this year, it seemed like Megan has picked up a lot of enemies. And I don't know if it's because she has a lot of people that's jealous of her, and the people that's jealous of her is being unveiled because she's at the height of her success. She just got a few Grammy nominations. You know, she literally been having not a hot girl summer, but literally a hot girl entire year out here breaking records, being successful. And it's a lot of people who's been hating on her. It's been a lot of You know, particularly I've been noticing a lot of black men upset because she won the GQ magazine Rapper of the Year award, and people were saying that she didn't deserve it, and that it was people like Roddy Ricch and stuff like that that deserved it. And I don't understand why Megan Thee Stallion didn't deserve the award. You guys have to really think about the social climate we're in when it comes to the music industry and the music that's being put out right now. And people can sit here and talk stuff about Megan Thee Stallion and say that she's not talented and everything else, but I think she's talented. Can her rhymes sometimes seem repetitive? Yeah, but she has the full picture. You know what I mean? She has the image, she has the talent, she has the dance moves, whatever. She does her own thing, and I'm never gonna player hate on her, but I noticed that a lot of males in hip hop is player hating on Megan Thee Stallion for accomplishing things that they unfortunately couldn't accomplish their first year out as a hip hop artist. Now, you know, people want to sit here and complain, but we gotta remember that in the music industry in general, there's a lot of things that will make someone that look like Megan Thee Stallion, which happened to be a brown-skinned black girl in the hip hop industry, to not succeed. You know, if you really think about it, that most of the hip hop artists that we had outside of Lil' Kim over this past 10 years, the women that they pushed to the forefront, you know, you can see that there's a lot of colorism and stuff like that. And there's things that, me being part of the industry, I know that colorism does exist. And I feel like Megan Thee Stallion, against all of the odds available, with people coming out like her or Lizzo, they're beating the odds in the industry, and they're doing what they have to do to be successful. And with that, they're going to get a lot of hate. They're going to get a lot of backlash, because you have people who are still in a colorist mindset, people who are still in the sexist mindset and feel like women like her shouldn't be able to make it to the top. But these are the same people that was praising Lil' Kim back in the day. And that is not a shot at Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is a legend. She paved the way for things like this for Megan Thee Stallion, for Cardi B. And Megan Thee Stallion writes her material. From what I know, she writes her material. She puts together her own stuff. But I'm noticing that over the past few weeks, Megan Thee Stallion has been getting beef. She got beef at the Breakfast Club because Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy was upset because she decided to take her story in regards to the shooting and stuff that was going on over to GQ magazine for a cover story, but she wouldn't talk to them about the situation in regards to the court case regarding Tory Lanez and all this other stuff. And Charlamagne the God was basically trying to say, like, why don't she want to bring the story to black media? I feel like it's her story, and she should be able to pick what outlet she wants to send it to. And I guess basically Charlamagne was trying to say, oh, I'm not actually talking about Megan Thee Stallion, I'm talking about her record label. And maybe her record label is selective about who they decide to reveal stories to and stuff like that, and not the Breakfast Club. Because sometimes when I watch the Breakfast Club, they're very combative, they're very rude. I mean, we have videos, specifically Charlamagne the God. When he started off at the Breakfast Club, I mean, he's definitely better now, more people like him. I need a drink. This is cranberry juice, y'all. I ain't over here getting drunk. But anyway, yeah, Stallion the God, we already know he's like the wingman, former wingman of Wendy Williams. And Wendy Williams is known for being rude, combative, in the way that she delivered things. And so is Charlamagne. You know what I'm saying? Charlamagne is a rude dude. And that's how he got his popularity, because he doesn't hold back. He say whatever he wants to say. And with Megan Thee Stallion's record label knowing that, I don't think they wanted her to unveil such a serious situation or serious information to Charlamagne, because they didn't know how he would flip it as a black media personality. And I know that sounds bad, but when I go on YouTube and I go on different social media channels, you know, oftentimes when we see bloggers and stuff that's out there, it's also oftentimes the black bloggers that be the most, you know, vicious, nasty, cutthroat, when it comes to reporting these celebrity news and all the gossip and stuff like that. And they be going so hard that you think they were in the rooms with the celebrity, when all they're doing is doing their research and reading offline and basically giving their opinion on what's happening. They don't know what actually happened, and not trying to, you know, downgrade Charlamagne. They're in a Hollywood or the Radio Walk of Fame, whatever the hell you call it, Hall of Fame, excuse me, Radio Hall of Fame, and they earned it. And I love the Breakfast Club, but I don't think Megan Thee Stallion's record label really would want him to do that interview where she's unveiling more truth in regards to the shooting, because I think they believe Charlamagne probably would be insensitive. And remember, this is my personal opinion on what I possibly believe why the record label wouldn't reach out to the Breakfast Club to get that exclusive interview following the entire shooting with Megan Thee Stallion, and of course the Tory Lanez court case. You know, you seeing Tory Lanez lawyer coming in complaining about Megan Thee Stallion, talking about the shooting in the GQ magazine interview. And along with that, you got more issues going on because Megan Thee Stallion had an incident that happened at Cardi B's birthday party where she got into a fight and altercation. If you watch that last video, it's on also on my page, my last podcast, and she allegedly got into an altercation with her former stylist or whatever, and then JT allegedly for the City Girls got involved, and it was just a big mess. And now we have one more big mess. Now remember, when the shooting happened, people were suspecting that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion, of course, and allegedly, of course, that was the allegation, and now he's been charged with her shooting, assault weapon, whatever, and it's taken into court. But the other person that people were trying to reach out to and hear their side of the story was Kelsey, and Kelsey Nicole is her name, and she was formerly best friends of Megan Thee Stallion. She was a part of her entourage, and she was there in the car the night that Megan Thee Stallion was shot in her foot, allegedly by Tory Lanez or her. People was, accusing Kelsey Nicole as being a shooter as well. Now, she's been silent, and when I say her silence is impressive, her silence is very impressive to me, because oftentimes when a celebrity gets into some hot water and they're with people that are friends of theirs, those people look forward to going to the media to leak full stories to get paid off of it and everything else. And this girl, Kelsey, seemed to just really keep it real. And I felt like her and Megan's friendship was real. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't even say a word, even if they stopped talking, because of course, allegedly, they were saying that the reason why all of this was supposed to happen was because Tory Lanez was doing, allegedly, and messing with both Megan Thee Stallion and her best friend Kelsey Nicole at the same time. And this, all of this came ahead at this Kylie Jenner's party, and then they got in the car and then bang bang shoot them up, and y'all know the rest. So basically, Kelsey Nicole, if this is the truth, Kelsey Nicole probably wasn't like a real good friend to Megan Thee Stallion, because she was dealing with her boyfriend, right, behind her back. But she still decided to still not be snake, even though allegedly she did a snake move by dealing with her alleged fling, whatever, Megan Thee Stallion's fling at the time, allegedly, right? Because y'all gotta stick with me, because this story is about to go deep, okay? This is a podcast. This isn't your regular gossip channel where I'm just about to rush the whole thing out, because we have a lot to unfold here. And by the end of this, you guys are going to be we're going to be talking about these two diss tracks. One that Megan Thee Stallion dropped on her best friend, her ex-best friend Kelsey, and then of course Kelsey Nicole. She's not a rapper, and she admitted it. She went on social media, did an entire video basically calling out Megan Thee Stallion and saying that basically Megan Thee Stallion was, bashing her for no reason, pissing her off. And as she did that on IG, she decided to come out with a diss record calling out Megan Thee Stallion, and basically trying to say Megan Thee Stallion was actually, it was the opposite way of what happened. She's basically saying that Kelsey Nicole was alleging that she was dating Tory Lanez first, allegedly, and Megan Thee Stallion started to sleep with Tory Lanez, and that's how it went down. But she is being accused of it being the other way, where Kelsey Nicole was sleeping with Tory Lanez and this and this. So long story short, let me get to the point. Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know what happened. I seen that in the media. Kelsey Nicole went and was taking pictures and showing up at an event with Megan Thee Stallion's former record label guy from 1501, which is Kyle Crawford, and they were powwowing, acting like they're best friends. And this is way after this entire shooting. And Megan Thee Stallion got wind of it. I believe this happened like last week. And Megan Thee Stallion got so upset that she decided to put out this record called Shots Fired. Now, I'm not gonna play it on my show because I need to make sure I make my money. And if I do play the record, Megan Thee Stallion's gonna flag this video. So what I'm gonna do for you guys, I'm gonna let you guys click the link in my bio and check out the song, and then I want y'all to comment on what y'all think about the song. And do y'all feel like Megan Thee Stallion was in the right to make this diss record? Because not only did she basically pull Tory Lanez by his leftover edges, she also pulled Kelsey Nicole by her edges as well and slapped it right on the table. And she literally just released this, okay? And it's starting to break the web, the internet, and this led to Kelsey coming out and saying, like, come on, ma, like, why are you doing this? Why are you saying these things? And man, I got a little bit of audio from her actually getting on IG Live, which is something I won't be flagged on, so I will be willing to play that for you guys. I'm trying to, let me just get it set up real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. But anyways, while I'm getting that set up, I need y'all to do me a favor And if you guys are digging this show so far, hit the subscribe button, okay? Because I'm out here working hard, trying to build this brand. And it takes a lot of time to really get a page up and running the way that I do it and making it my way, okay? I know a lot of people out there, they see other people's material, they don't want to support it. You guys like half-a support, and y'all don't want to hit the subscribe button. Y'all don't want to hit the like button. If you like what I'm talking about and you want to join the team, which is Jay Airy Game, I need y'all to help me out and hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really, really important. It helped me reach more people, and it helps the podcast expand itself. If you guys also, while we're sitting here getting this whole thing set up, if you guys haven't already, check out my podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. We're trying to get those numbers up over there too. You know what I'm saying? But these numbers on YouTube, I really say thank you guys for all the support that you've given me. We're over at 2,200 subscribers. We just hit 2,200 subscribers moments ago. And I can't wait for us to hit 10,000 subscribers, which I know will happen because I'm over here pushing it and making it happen. All right, so I got the audio. I'm going to play some of it from Kelsey and what she got to say about Megan Thee Stallion following her dropping this diss record. Y'all listen to this and y'all tell me what y'all think about it, okay? Because honestly, it's a lot.
I didn't do this. I had to get on the internet and do this because last time I sent Megan a text and I told her what was the purpose of shading me. Whatever your issues is, call me or text me. I ain't get no response. So this is my only way to shoot a message to her, through the internet, because I prefer to have it out off of social media. You know what I'm saying? You slandering my name. You're tarnishing my character. Why? I'm a shrimp, remember? Why you so worried about me? You stated nothing but lies in your diss track. You beefing with you did a diss track to somebody that ain't no fucking rapper. I'm not a rapper, and you dissing me. Megan, stop playing with me. I didn't want to have to do this, y'all. I prefer not to. I wish her well. I pray for her. I want her to elevate. But you're not going to get to where you need to go when you steady trying to bury somebody. You steady trying to put me down. Why? Protect black women though. Protect black women though. But you steady throwing shots at me. You want motherfuckers to hate me so bad and I don't understand why. I don't know. Because you still won't pick up that phone and call me. You still won't pick up that phone and call me. I would respect you more if you called me. I've expressed all my concerns to you directly. And you know what my issue is.
Alright, y'all. So what I got right there, what I just played, was basically a clip of her ex-best friend coming out and calling out Megan Thee Stallion for that diss record that she put out, and basically trying to say Megan Thee Stallion is a fraud, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know, everything is what it seems to be. And then she moved forward and dropped this diss track. The diss track is called Who Shot Ya? And she basically used the sample of Notorious B.I.G. Who Shot Ya? And then she tried to mix in a little bit of Tupac. Now, mind you, Kelsey Nicole is not a hip-hop artist. She's not a rapper, but she decided to drop the diss record. Now, y'all hit the link in the description. Y'all tell me, y'all listen to it. I'm going to put all three down there. I want y'all to get all the tea from it. And then y'all come back here and leave a comment below. Y'all tell me who y'all think was the better diss record. And do y'all believe what Kelsey Nicole is saying about Megan Thee Stallion? Do you guys think Megan Thee Stallion is a fraud? Do you guys believe in Kelsey Nicole and what she's saying Megan Thee Stallion is a backstabber that slept with Tory Lanez first, allegedly, and then all of this transpired until him shooting her and everything else? Y'all tell me what y'all think about it, and I'm gonna be right back. Now let's get to talking about the Grammys. All right, so the Grammys is under fire again. I know a lot of y'all, I get tired of talking about the damn Grammys. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It just seems like it's a lot of sensitive people, specifically black folks, is upset because the Grammys didn't get it right again. You know, we had Charlamagne going on Instagram. I mean, dang, how many times am I gonna use Charlamagne lane? Charlamagne, always talking, right? He went on there basically saying that the Grammys got it wrong, but why are they shocked? Because they were saying, you know, the people that's over there are allegedly racist and blah, 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 blah. All right. Now, Why are they saying this? It's because The Weeknd. The singer The Weeknd was not nominated for a Grammy as everybody thought he would be, based off his most recent album that he came out with. And The Weeknd was very upset because he did not get his Grammy nomination. And he went on a rant basically discussing it and basically saying that he felt like, of course, he was robbed, all right, because he was practicing and performing. He went on Twitter basically saying that he was basically working on actual performance for the Grammys, and they had him rehearsing for weeks just so he could find out that he wasn't actually nominated. And he went on Twitter basically going on a rant about that. And he basically was saying, he had a few tweets on here. Let me read the exact tweets for y'all, because I screenshotted a few. Let me just bring it up on here real quick, because I want to dissect it. Okay, so he said, the Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans in the industry, transparency. Then he also says, collaboratively planning a performance for weeks to not being invited. In my opinion, 0 nominations. You're not invited equals you're not invited. So he's saying 0 nominations equals he's not invited. He basically was saying he's been working with the Grammys, planning on performances for weeks, only for him to not get a nomination, which he views as a non-invitation and not coming to the Grammys. Now, there's been a lot of issues surrounding the Grammys because they just released all of the Grammy nominees over the past week. And of course, the hip-hop community, the urban community, is not satisfied. Drake even came out to the defense of Tory Lanez, basically trying to say that basically the Grammys is basically of no importance. He actually went on Instagram and made a couple of posts, and those posts is also, I'll see, might be able to pop that on the video. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I feel like being lazy editing or not. If not, I'm gonna post a link to that below this video too. But basically what Drake said, I think we should stop allowing ourselves to be shocked every year by the disconnect between impactful music and these awards, and just accept that what once was the highest form of recognition may no longer matter to the artists that exist now and the ones to come after that. He wrote on his Instagram story. He also said, it's like a relative you keep expecting to fix up, but they just can't change their ways. So basically Drake is on The Weeknd, aka Abel's side, in regards to him not getting his Grammy nomination. And you know, it's a couple other people I've seen, like Charlamagne once I said he was on there on Instagram complaining about the Grammys not getting it right, and basically encouraging people to, black people in particularly, in the urban music group, whatever, to really try to be more accepting of the BET Awards, NAACP Image Awards, stuff like that, and be happy about those awards versus them being excited about a Grammy Award. And for me, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. I did sit here and I decided to do my research, and a couple of people he shot out that said that they were snubbed and didn't get the right recognition was actually nominated. Okay, what did he say? He said Little Baby was robbed. He said this is what Charlamagne said, Little Baby was robbed. But from what I've seen, he actually did get a nomination. Let me just double check on here. Little Baby did get a nomination because I just read it. Let me see. All right. So Charlamagne was saying that the Grammys got it wrong and that they snubbed Little Baby. But according to here, from what I'm seeing, Little Baby was nominated for Best Rap Performance, along with DaBaby, along with Megan Thee Stallion, along with Big Sean, and someone else. So when he's saying that the Grammy snubbed him, The Weeknd was actually snubbed because he got 0 Grammy nominations for all the work that he did. And you guys know I'm not much of a fan of The Weeknd after he said some funny stuff about Usher. You guys can check out that video. That's on my channel for a long time ago. I might put that at the end of the video for y'all to click out and see. But I'm not a fan of The Weeknd. But I feel like when people are saying snub, they need to understand what the word snub is compared to just not getting as many nominations as you think the artist should get. And I'm going to be real with you. People want to measure these nominations on race and say that it's a racist thing. It's this, and this. And granted, it could be that, but it also could be based upon musical capability and the musical talent of an individual compared to another genre. Like, for instance, people can complain all day about rap artists not getting a trophy, but look at all the R&B artists who's being crushed on and ignored the past decade because of hip-hop, because of trap music, because of people in the hip-hop community basically stealing the genre R&B and turning it into auto-tune, and everybody just being okay with it, ignoring the fact that there's so many real singers and soul artists that's out there that's not being acknowledged. Forget the Grammys, but just not being acknowledged, period, in the black community, because the black community, the same black community that's complaining about people like the Baby or whatever, or Little Baby, whatever, not getting an award, aren't supporting real musicians like a Jasmine Sullivan. Or, I don't know, her. Even though her is still out there buzzing, but there's a lot of people. Brandy, she got snubbed. You know what I'm saying? So before Charlamagne can sit here and complain about Little Baby not getting an award, let's complain about people that really matter. People that's actual real musicians who sit there and write their music, like Brandy Norwood. I'm going to use her government name. Miss I Want to Be Down. She done putting out music forever. This lady deserved her Grammy nomination. They did not give it to her. And she's an actual artist. She actually writes her music. And I'm not trying to say Little Baby is not important because he's a hip-hop artist. But all I'm saying is that a lot of these hip-hop artists don't even write their own stuff. Not anymore. Hip-hop ain't even the same no more. You know what I'm saying? So people sitting here complaining about some of these hip-hop artists not getting nominations when they don't even write their own stuff. So do they really deserve a Grammy? Because last time I checked, a Grammy is supposed to be for the full creative person. A person who actually has a connection to their music. And even though they have a producer, they actually know how to sing. They actually have some type of connection to the music. Not some hip-hop artist that basically got a ton of ghostwriters and threw some stuff together and he's going to say, oh, I'm a hip-hop artist. Well, you can't sing. You don't know how to write music. You can't play any instruments. Not even from the air. You can't, did I say you can't sing? You can't play any instruments from the air. So the only thing that's left over for you as a hip-hop artist, if you don't know how to produce music, even use a beat machine, will be writing your own stuff. And if you don't really write your own stuff, why do so many people feel that these hip-hop artists should get Grammys outside of their main category? Because it's not fair for an R&B artist to be in the same category with somebody, and they're a singer. That just covers it all, right? Because a singer is naturally gifted. Their voice is their gift. Granted, hip-hop artists, their delivery, the music that they put together is something that's going to be a hit. It's a form of art, but it's not going to be comparable to a singer. Singing is something that you could do literally your whole life and everybody will still be able to hear it. As long as you take care of your instrument, you have a lot. But most of these rappers, they're doing stuff, they rap about stuff that's frivolous and like temporary. Like basically like, you know, the drugs. A lot of these people rapping about, and it's worse. And I'm talking about like the past 5 years. Honestly, these rappers have not been impressive at all. Like if you were gonna complain about like legitimate hip hop artists. And you know what pissed me off with Charlamagne talking about somebody's being snubbed. When the Baby got nominated, he was complaining about that. Little Baby got nominated, he was complaining about him. Roddy Ricch did get a nomination in his category. I don't understand. And outside of that, the best rap album, I feel like they got it right. And I feel like the people that got nominated deserve their nomination. You have a legend like Nas with best rap album nomination. He deserved that nomination. Jay Electronica, he deserves his nomination. Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, oh, they deserve their nomination. I don't understand why you feel, and also we got Royce the 5'9". He deserves his nomination. These dudes have been putting out work in the music industry for a very, very long time, and they deserve the award. Just because an artist has been putting out songs back to back to back to back and basically playing bingo with their music and throwing out so much music that you have no choice but to take it in, that doesn't mean that they deserve an award. That doesn't mean that they deserve a nomination. That doesn't mean that because a bunch of young teenagers who's kind of like mindless is interested in their music or whatever, listen to their music and their streams are up, which is streams that they probably bought, but we don't want to talk about that. Payroll the F out of their material, but we don't want to talk about that. That means that they deserve a Grammy nomination. That's not how it works. The people that I see on here for Rap Album of the Year, it looks like they deserve it to me, based on their material, based on the classic work that they're putting together, based on them being true hip-hop artists. All right? And I feel like with them saying that, and people like Charlamagne and other people sitting there complaining about the nominations, you're basically trying to throw insults to the people who did rightfully earn those nominations. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to feel a certain way about real talent like The Weeknd. Even like I said before, I'm not a fan of The Weeknd, but that man is really talented. Like real talent, like Brandy, actually being snubbed. Do y'all know what, like I said, snub means they didn't even think to nominate you for one thing. Charlamagne is talking about Roddy Ricch is snubbed, but he has a nomination. Lil Baby got snubbed, but they got a nomination. They're hip-hop artists, and that's it. So what else category would they be in? I know they wouldn't be in there with album, like the top main in the same category as Beyonce, where Beyonce's being nominated. Do y'all really think that those people deserve that? I don't think so. So outside of that, let's talk also about how mainstream artists basically act bougie once they get to a certain height of their career and think that they are just entitled to receive a nomination because they got a certain amount of downloads of music and this, and this. And then they act like they're too bougie to go to Soul Train Music Awards. Or they act like they're too bougie to show up to the NAACP Awards. But then you guys want to be salty and mad because people like the Grammys, who basically, they're not cornerstone just for the black community, it's for everybody. Y'all want to be mad because y'all didn't get all the nominations. That's not made for all black people. You know what I'm saying? You should be expecting for it to be a diverse of people being nominated when it comes to the Grammys. Now, if the main issue was maybe the R&B album of the year or rap album of the year was going to people who was not doing R&B, was not going to rap people, stuff like that, I would say, okay, complain about it. But what main topic and what main music group do we actually take over as an urban community, as a black community? Is usually hip-hop and R&B. Now, rightfully so, there's people who I believe deserve to be nominated, and they should be in a crossover basis, like Chloe and Halle. They definitely did their thing, and like I predicted when I did the review, you guys gotta check out my review of Chloe and Halle's album, Ungodly Hour. I said that they were gonna get some nominations, and it looks like they got about 3 nominations. Congratulations to them. But people like that, they should be nominated in various different categories because those ladies are giving you diversity. They're giving you diversity. They write all their material. You know what I'm saying? They put all their material together, man. Like it's like they deserve their awards. You know, I'm not trying to say that these hip-hop artists don't deserve their awards. They do. But it's only a certain amount of people that could be nominated in a category. And it's based upon them picking the best MCs. So if we're going off of MCs, Jay Electronica deserves to be in there. If we're going off of MCs being nominated for Best Rap Album, Royce da 5'9" deserves to be up in there. When we're talking about MCs, Freddie Gibbs and Al Alchemist deserves to be up in there. D-Smoke, let me fix this real quick. D-Smoke, he deserves to be up in there. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why is everybody so salty? Because these young guys didn't get a nomination. You know what I'm saying? If anything, this should encourage them to do better. Let me give you a Grammy fact check too. While all you guys are bitching and complaining about people like Lil Baby, the baby, I'm a baby, you the baby, and everybody's a baby, not getting a Grammy nomination, we have people who are true legends who didn't get nominated for some serious awards out there. How many of you guys don't know that Michael Jackson's Bad Album never received any Grammys? Not one. It was his Thriller album that gave him 8 Grammys that he actually won. But the Bad Album, they basically ignored that. So if Michael Jackson could go through that, and he's Michael Jackson, how many of you guys know Diana Ross has not won a Grammy except for like her Lifetime Achievement Award Grammy? She's a supreme. She's like classic Motown, amazing. She is a Grammy, okay? Herself, her life story, her music. And she hasn't won a Grammy. So if they're not complaining about it, and God rest Michael Jackson's soul, I don't recall him ever complaining really about it. You know, if Michael Jackson has to go through this, then he's a musical genius. He actually wrote his songs, and he gave credit to the producers, because a lot of people, they be stealing other people's music, and then they're trying to frame it as their own. And while we're talking about that, we're going to also talk about this dude that basically like stole Kirk Franklin's song. We're going to get to that story too, because I get tired of like these so-called producers and DJs / producers stealing people's material and then trying to sell it as their own and get mad when it's removed from all social media. Like, come on now, we're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into that. But anyway, back to that. If Michael Jackson could not get a Grammy nomination for his work on Bad, the album, and Diana Ross didn't win a Grammy until basically her Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony, what makes you think and makes everybody out here on their high ass horse, these artists out here, think that they should be complaining about them not getting a Grammy nomination their first year out on mostly nothing? No, basically nothing. And really, and I'm just sitting there thinking about it, how much artists have to put in. We have people that have had careers for like, it took like, if people go on a height of Michael Jackson's career, and I'm just going to continue to talk about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was out since 1967, right? With his brothers. And it took him almost until 1983, 84 for him to get all 8 Grammys back to back like that. That's a damn near almost 18 years it took him to get to that point. And granted, his Off the Wall album did well. He got like 2 Grammys off of that. But he wasn't getting any Grammys, and Michael Jackson put in his best effort no matter what. Whether he got awards or not, he still remained at the top until he passed. You know what I'm saying? And that's a true artistry. It's not about you got to get an award because this and this. You should be creating to really reach people. You shouldn't be creating just to get a gold trophy, because really it's really meaningless. If you're sitting there just creating stuff just so you can get a gold trophy, is your music really real? Are you really trying to be great? Are you really, you know what I mean? And that's the thing that I'm saying, particularly about hip-hop artists, is they feel like they just deserve certain things. They feel like something is owed to them. When you have people who paved the way, who hadn't received a trophy that you have over decades, you know what I'm saying? And also people could say it's a racial thing, whatever, but we have people like Stevie Wonder that won a ton of Grammys, Songs in the Key of Life, stuff like that that's in between that created great music and they got recognized for it. So it's really not always about race. Maybe people should just sit and try to put together some good music. Her had a great year last year. She got her Grammys. Nobody was complaining about that. But I noticed within the black community, when it's not a bunch of people that's black that's being nominated, everybody want to complain about it. Well, maybe we should try to put together some better material, some better music. And I'm not talking about Brandy, because Brandy definitely deserved her Grammy nomination. They was on some funny stuff with that. But just in general, we have to stop basing our music off of whether we're going to get an award and just try to put out classic material because it's classic. Michael Jackson Bad Album didn't receive a Grammy Award. But it's still, his Michael Jackson Bad Album didn't receive a, let me say that again. Michael Jackson Bad Album didn't receive a Grammy Award. He got nominated, but he received no rewards or awards for that. From the Grammys, specifically from the Grammys. I know he won other awards, but I'm talking about from the Grammys. He didn't get a Grammy Award for that record, that album. And it's still considered a classic album. So just try to put out classic material and stop making it all about, oh, am I going to get a trophy today? Am I not going to get a trophy? Keep putting out material. Keep putting out material. And eventually it'll hit, man. But stop complaining because you didn't get it. And stop insulting other talents who's putting in a lot of work, who's writing their material that happen to get nominated. If you guys don't like it, then how about y'all try to go down to the Grammy committee, vote some of these people out, get new people voted in, and actually take some action instead of going on Twitter crying and complaining because you didn't get nominated. How about you get on the inside? Be a part of the community. Any of the old school people that's out there that could possibly be registered to be part of the voting committee for the Grammys, get up in there, man. Do something to make a change. But don't sit here complaining on Twitter. That's not going to make them want to give you a award. If anything, it's going to make them be like, ugh, You know what I mean? It's messed up what they did to The Weeknd, but is it going to change? What are you going to do to help change it? Y'all tell me about that. And make sure you guys comment below. We're going to go further on into the next subject on here. If you guys have made it halfway through this podcast, I mean that you like this podcast. So, with that being said, what I need you to do is hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube and hit the like button. If you guys made it halfway through this podcast and you're on Spotify or you're on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button there or follow button. If you guys can, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button so we can continue to grow this podcast and grow J Airy Gang. Now, this is the name for everybody that's listeners of the podcast. I'm going to call y'all J Airy Gang. If you guys like that name, let me know below. But that's what I'm going to stick to, J Airy Gang, which of course is a combination of my name, J Erica. So I'm going to keep it J Airy Gang. So if you guys are part of J Airy Gang, comment below J Airy Gang. Comment below post notification gang, so y'all can be notified every time I upload another podcast, another lit ass podcast. You know how I do. But anyway, let's get to talking about this DJ named Luke Nasty. And I think the last name Nasty fits him very, very well. Very, 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 very well. I think that the name Luke Nasty, the word nasty in his name, fits him very well because he has the nerve to steal music from a legitimate composer and artist and have a nasty attitude because he can't make any money off of it. For stealing, okay? Stealing a beat and turning a gospel record into a hoe record. And I'm going to say a hoe record, a hoe trap, twerk, whatever record, and get mad when Kirk Franklin strikes back. Okay, so basically, ladies and gentlemen, the story goes, DJ Luke Nasty decided to go and create a remix version to Melodies from Heaven, which is originally created, composed, and written by Kirk Franklin. Of course, people who are part of the gospel world area, if you're just part of the black community, you know who Kirk Franklin is because he's one of the greatest composers of our time. And I'm not just talking about just as gospel, but just of our time period. He's one of the greatest composers, I would say, of our time. He's worked with so many different people. And he made a lot of music, especially in the late 90s is where he really, really hit. And he still has hits coming out. He's putting out hits for like the past 20 plus years. Very respected. This dude decided, of course, it was a trend where people liked to make the meme videos and this, and this. He decided to take the song and remix the song and call it for Melodies for Heaven and change the tempo, just speed the song up. And then trying to sell and profit off it. And guess what? Kirk Franklin people shut it down. And then he had the nerve to go on social media basically harassing Kirk Franklin on Twitter, complaining about it being taken down. Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the laziness of these producers out here. Can somebody, let me see what, let's look up the definition. Because I just really want to look up the definition of a producer and a composer. Because I feel like some of these artists and these so-called music producer, let's look up what is a music producer. And let's see what it says. A record producer, a music producer, unlike an audio engineer who simply operates the technology employed, a music recording creation refinement is recording projects creative and technical leadership, commanding studio time, coaching artists in popular genres, typically to create songs and various sounds. Okay, so basically, when you are a music producer, you're producing music, which means that you're creating music, which means that most of the time this is created from scratch, right? And you're actually helping to direct how the music is put together, how the sounds is put together, how an artist is supposed to possibly sing a song. You're involved in the structure of it, especially when you're composing it along with being a producer. When you think about popular producers, you think of people who are composers, you think of people like Quincy Jones. That's someone who was a popular producer and composer. He created amazing tracks for Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, and the list goes on and on, Tamia, Tevin Campbell, and the list continues to go on and on. This man is basically unstoppable. And you think of other amazing producers out there who has been so good at sampling beats beats and stuff like that, but they're also still creating material. And you have people like Timberland and stuff like that, and you have people like a Swiss Beats, who's hip-hop producers, where they might have borrowed or something, but they still creating something from scratch. And you have amazing producers like Pharrell as well, who's amazing and known for his own entry, was a 3-sound beat when he starts his new music. And he is a producer, and he creates his own material. Now, these are just a couple of producers who I know where they can get music and get inspired from other people, but they're still creating. They're still creating something that is a new sound. What Luke Nasty did was not producing. It was stealing a song and doing what DJs do. I'm a DJ, right? And just because you're a DJ, that does not mean you're a producer. And I feel like sometimes in this music industry, people be understanding and confusing the two. Because, see, us as DJs, right? What we do, we are the ear of music. We play the music on the radio stations. We mix sounds together to really, I would say, polish up the record and make it more receptible to the audience, right? Which is still a very important role. But this is not the same as a producer. Because when you are a DJ, we're getting the record completed already. We get the record and it's done. It's done, right? And then we might mix it up our own way. We might do a couple of scratches. We might do some a remix to it, or change the tempo and this and this. But that doesn't make us a producer. That makes us a DJ, right? So Luke Nasty felt like he was a producer and is going to come out and basically take the same song that's already been created, do what DJs do, and then try to put it out and make money off of it. That's not how this works, Luke. That's not how any of this works. And I don't know who said that the role of a DJ is to steal a record, speed up the tempo and the BPM, clearly not even try to change anything about it, put it out and claim it as your own, and think that you deserve the title of a music producer. And this is the laziness that I talk about in the music industry. Because it takes a real lazy person to really sit there and not even try to cover up the fact that they're stealing. And on top of that, not even try to get the proper permission from the person who originally created the record. And that's the problem with the new millenniums. We have so many different ways for these people in the new millennium being able to reach out and be like, oh, I want this record, so I'm going to go to BMI and just get this sample, which is fine. People sample music all the time. But when it's at a point where you're just so damn lazy, you're not even trying to create nothing new with it. You just want to throw it on there and ratify a gospel song that this man Kirk Franklin composed from scratch based off of what his calling is. And then you have the nerve to disrespect him by trying to troll him on Twitter for not wanting you to be, allowing you to be a mooch off of the work that the hard work that he put in to produce this amazing angelic music. You are a loser, Mr. Luke. You're coming off like a loser, an untalented loser. May I say that? And it's really unclassy because you think that you could just jump into the gospel realm. I don't know. Maybe it's because you think because of their religion that you could just come in here and punk somebody and steal their record and get away with it. But that's not how any of this works. And basically what I got from it is Kirk Franklin was telling you to try Jesus. Don't try him. Because he throw hands. That's what I was getting from it. Okay? So next time you do that, I hope he learns his lesson. He understands that just because this is a gospel artist, you can't just go in here stealing their stuff. And next time, maybe you should try that. And I think that's what Kirk Franklin was basically saying now. On that note, I needed a sip. Let's see. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to also talk about Pop Smoke. And we got some more stuff going on with Cardi B. All this other stuff. So Pop Smoke estate is being sued by I guess an interviewer podcaster, because they basically took one of the interviews that Pop Smoke did with the interviewer and put it on their album. And now they're over here suing Pop Smoke Estate, which would probably be his mother and everybody else that owns his music right now, for $1.5 million for copyright infringement because she never signed off on the rights for them to use her voice on Pop Smoke's album, okay, that they just released over the past summer, okay? This woman is claiming that she wants to sue them for $1.5 million, and she, honestly, that's pretty much what the main story is, allegedly. The lawyer is saying on her behalf, the label knew, let me just bring this up a little closer. The label knew that they did not have Miss Inoya permission, that's the last name of the woman that's suing, to use the interview. Yet then rather than negotiate with her in good faith in order to obtain her permission to use the interview, the label inexcusably and unjustifiably used the interview and released the album and the song for commercial distribution, the violation of, among other things, of Miss Inoya's copyright and her intellectual property. Inoya is seeking credit as a writer on the album and seeking a percentage of album royalties and an undisclosed amount of damages. Now, this is on DJ Valet, but I actually went on another page that was alleging that she was suing Pop Smoke Estate for $1.5 million. And over this song, I don't know how well his album did upon him being, because it was a post-homage album because we lost him. He was killed tragically earlier this year because someone robbed him in a home in Los Angeles and everything else. It's a big story. But it's like, when I'm thinking it from a personal aspect, I'm like, dang, why is you trying to sue this man's mama? This man this man hasn't even been deceased for a whole year. His mother is still grieving. They was just trying to put together an album for the legacy of this man. And, keep things going. And they just happened to use an interview that he was a part of to complete his project. And you wasn't feeling it. And now you want to sue. And it kind of made me feel back on a personal side. Because it's like, why would you do this to these people? And they're still probably mourning the loss. But on the business side, as I stated before, instead of carrying off of the story in regards to the man who stole Kirk Franklin's music, I can understand why this woman is upset because they did not receive clearance for them to use her material. And granted, even though she did interview with him, maybe she didn't want her brand actually associated with his music per se. Because sometimes when you interviewing people, you might not necessarily agree with their message per se or whatever, want to be a part of their art, but you like to talk to people and you really want to learn about a person or whatever. So maybe that was the case with this woman. Maybe she wanted to interview Pop Smoke and talk to him and have him on the show, but let it just end at that. And unfortunately, his estate felt like, oh, this is such a great interview, we want to use that. But when you're trying to use certain intellectual property, you have to get permission. This is called copyright infringement. When I do a show, right, I own my material, I own my own content. So if somebody wants me and wants to hear my voice on their record, they have to hit me up. They got to hit up my people. They got to hit up my management. They got to do these things and do the legal things the right way so these things can get done. You can't just take someone's intellectual property, even though it's featuring your child or whoever, the artist that's on the label, you know what I'm saying, the music label. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they wouldn't like Pop Smoke music being used without proper permission. So why would they do that to this interviewer who asked them several times, can you, or told them you had to give me clearance for this. And you guys just looked over and said, whatever, who cares about what she's saying? We about to go ahead and take this. And I mean, the worst part about this story is the label had the nerve, okay, and offered her $1 to get the clearance. Like, how insulting is that? When y'all probably gonna make millions and millions of dollars. They offered her $1. She declined, so they stole it anyway. So now you don't went over there trying to insult this woman, try to offer her $1. Like, even if y'all offer her $10,000, oh, well, let me give $1,000. Start somewhere. Maybe she would have been okay with the clearance. But y'all literally insulted her art and basically said, you are so of unimportance as a podcaster and a creator, we're going to offer you $1. Allegedly. This is something I'm reading on the news. Allegedly. Come on now. But do you guys think it's excessive for her to sue Pop Smoke Estate about this whole situation? Do you guys think it's excessive for $1.5 million allegedly? Y'all comment below and y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Now, we still got a couple of big stories to talk about. This is the beginning of it. So, back to the Grammy drama. Cardi B and Wiz Khalifa was going at it online because, and along with that, Offset got involved. If y'all don't know about that, because basically there was a tweet that was posted by a fan, basically saying that Cardi winning a Grammy when Nicki Minaj didn't is the biggest proof that they don't know ish about music. So of course everybody's still upset with the Grammys snubbing The Weeknd and everything else. So one of the people that was on Twitter decided to express their their emotions and them being upset about it, and basically trying to come at Cardi B and say, well, Nicki Minaj didn't get an award, and basically trying to say the fact that Cardi B won an award over her basically shows that the Grammys don't know anything about music. And I'm going to say that edited because I'm on YouTube. And then Wiz Khalifa decided he wanted to slide on in and go ahead and put up a post that says, he retweeted it and then put a comment on it and said, most self-made artists have this problem. So they basically trying to say Cardi B isn't a real self-made artist. And we know Cardi B get people to write her records, but I don't understand why Wiz Khalifa feel like he needs to take a shot at her. Because what did Cardi B do to you? Like, what is Cardi B doing to you, sir? Like, what made you decide you want to come in here? And you know Cardi B don't hold her tongue. So she clapped back at him. And then she put up a post and also a screenshot tweet of Wiz Khalifa sliding in her DMs back in 2016. And she said, this was the N-words in my DMs in 2016. It says, let me see. They really support you when you grinding at the bottom, but it's a different story when you make it. Then she also said, I don't understand why N-words entertain tweets that put female women against each other. Y'all not tired of that, especially when y'all was rooting hard when a B was at the bottom. So she basically was giving back at Wiz Khalifa, and then she showed a screenshot showing basically Wiz Khalifa sliding in her DMs trying to be friendly. Oh, hey, this and this, and oh, you know, you're gonna make it to the top. But now all of a sudden she at the top, Wiz Khalifa want to jump in and just take shots. Now that didn't settle well with Cardi. And it also didn't settle well with her husband, Offset, who basically made a tweet that was basically, it looked like a subtweet to Wiz Khalifa, allegedly. And the tweet he put up says, N-words, be hoes. Shaking my head. You know, basically saying, he a hoe. Okay? But yeah. So I don't know what everybody deal with. What was Wiz Khalifa deal with that? I don't think he has room to talk. And I really just don't like it when I feel like men particularly are coming sideways at females for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that you slid in her DMs in 2016, oh yeah, you can make it, you could be successful, you're this, you're that, all this other stuff. Now, because Cardi B has made it and got a Grammy and someone decided to put up a tweet being a hater, you decide you want to get a little attention, a little clout, and retweet and repost that, forgetting the fact that you inboxed her. So that shows Wiz Khalifa is a shady friend, and I probably wouldn't want a friend like that around me, because I mean, Wiz Khalifa done made it, like for real made it, and he's still over here got a crab and a barrel mentality, and also kind of like a sexist mentality coming for a female rapper for absolutely, positively no reason. It's none of your concern. So why are you even talking about that? I don't understand why he felt like he needed to retweet that. Okay. With that, we're going to get to the next subject. We're going to talk about Dave Chappelle. All right, so let's get to talking about Dave Chappelle. Okay, so Dave Chappelle has been all on social media and trending because he basically announced that he is asking people to boycott Netflix and also boycott his show, The Chappelle Show, which recently premiered on Netflix a few weeks ago. Now, the show was bought out, okay, because Comedy Central sold it to Netflix. But according to Dave Chappelle, he's not making any money or royalties from The Chappelle Show premiering and playing continuously on the Netflix app or whatever. So he decided to put that out, and people have been boycotting ever since. The past week, a lot of celebrities have come out in support of Dave Chappelle, basically saying that we should not support Netflix if they're going to be playing The Chappelle Show. And basically, you know, I feel like Netflix got a little nervous. They got nervous. They felt like they were about to be losing some money. So they decided to remove The Chappelle Show, the entire show, completely off of Netflix, okay? Now, this is crazy because you would think at this point in Dave Chappelle's career, he will be basically done with bad contracts. But allegedly, he signed this contract with Comedy Central, which is a bad deal he would consider. At the time of him starting his show, and he said that he was broke at the time, and he basically had to support his family, so he decided to take what he could get, and he signed a contract basically giving Comedy Central full ownership over the Chappelle Show, which means that he can't basically make any money if they decided to sell it to different networks and anything else. So with that happening, Dave Chappelle, we know the numbers Dave Chappelle pulls. Like, I mean, he actually did a separate deal with Netflix like last year, a couple of years ago, agreeing, what was it, a few years ago, and he agreed to get $60 million just to do a comedy special. And there ain't no streaming app offering you $60 million unless they can make $120 million or $300 million off of you as an entity. Okay, because they always try to get an artist the smallest piece of the pie, unless they're doing it 50-50. So the fact that Dave Chappelle, even when him being absent from the scene, could come back and get a deal like that, that lets you know how much money he generates just by his name alone in the comedy world, okay? And the fact that he's actually been ripped off when it comes to his show is really messed up, because he's losing out on millions and millions of dollars of royalties that basically Comedy Central is soaking in. So they're basically eating off of Dave Chappelle for free without giving him any type of compensation for the work that he's done. And literally, he is the show. It's called the Chappelle Show. It's him, the actor. He's the producer of his own show. So how the hell is he not getting producer credit? How is he not getting royalty credit when he's the actor? Like, could somebody help me, please, about how is this even legal? You know, listen, it's a couple people in Comedy Central that's out here. They need to really go to court and get sued or something, because this got to be illegal for people who didn't have any full entirety when it comes to creating the show. They're just a network putting the show out and saying, oh, we like it, we're going to play it. When you know that Dave Chappelle literally wrote, produced, acted, directed the entire show, and then y'all had the nerve to try to resell the show over a decade and a half later to another network that he's already in good business with, right? And try to take advantage of him being popular on Netflix and put his series on Netflix and not allow him to get paid for it. This just sounds like a lot of tomfoolery going on. And honestly, if I was Dave Chappelle, I would have did the same thing. And I hope everybody that's out there that's aware right now, do not watch his show on HBO Max either. Because they're saying that HBO Max also cut a deal with Comedy Central for his show, allegedly. And they're also distributing on there, which means HBO is eating off of him for free and he's not getting his money. So with that being said, I hope this is a lesson for a lot of comedians out there. Now, I know when you're in a desperate time like Dave Chappelle was allegedly, at the time of him cutting that deal, it's better for you to get something than nothing. But now you're seeing what the repercussions could be in the future when someone's brand hits the peak of their career and you have those old contracts with people and you don't have that fallback money anymore, because they're basically taking your residuals. So your new money is your main bread and butter and your income, and meanwhile the people that have your classic material can basically live off of that too. I'm not feeling it. I don't like how the music industry run. Of course, we always talk about artists getting screwed over. And wait, speaking of artists getting screwed over, did I not talk about Taylor Swift getting screwed over? Listen. All right, but before I get into Taylor Swift, y'all tell me what y'all think about that, and do y'all feel like Dave Chappelle was basically being set up to be robbed from Netflix? And if you were Dave Chappelle, would you continue your business dealing with Netflix even though they gave you $60 million? Would you take your talents elsewhere? Because I feel like that was some shady business on their behalf, and that's the reason why they ripped it down, and they thought they could get away with it and thought Dave Chappelle wouldn't say anything because they got a contract of $60 million from him. But he said something, and now they're looking shady, so they had to take it down. Now this is the second artist to blast Netflix for shady business, including Monique, and you know what I mean? So it just makes me wonder. Okay, and also speaking of this, let's talk about, since we're talking about people being robbed in the entertainment industry, let's talk about Taylor Swift being robbed, okay, allegedly, again and again and again for her masters, okay? So, allegedly, Scooter Braun's, who is actually the manager of Justin Bieber, founder and manager of Justin Bieber, he actually bought out the label that Taylor Swift was signed to from the beginning, basically the first 10 years of her career, whatever. And she made like 5-6 albums with these people, right? and her catalog was worth a pretty hefty amount at the point of it being sold. So basically, Scooter Braun's bought the record company that owned the masters of Taylor Swift. Okay, now that means that he's owned the masters of Taylor Swift's music, which means she can't do whatever she wants. It's really under him, and she's not getting all the money that she's supposed to get, even though she's a singer and songwriter. All right, y'all following me? So the past week, allegedly, Scooter Braun sold Taylor Swift's catalog for, y'all check, listen, y'all might need a drink for this, $300 million. He sold her catalog for $300 million. $300 million, and they said the catalog allegedly was worth $100 million. So he got about 2 times the amount of which the masters of her catalog was from. And how much money did Taylor Swift get? Okay, I would have to say nothing. Okay, she got nothing from it, y'all. We got a problem going on. We got a problem where there's too many people in the music industry robbing these artists out here, and it's not just black people getting robbed. There's white people getting robbed. There's all types of people getting robbed. And this is not just going on in the hip-hop community, because I know a lot of times we have more black entertainers that's willing to come out and say, hey, this person robbed me. But there's everybody getting robbed. Hip-hop artists being robbed. Pop artists is getting robbed. And it's so messed up that it's also being said that Taylor Swift allegedly is possibly re-recording all her music of all 5 albums, which is a whole lot of music, just so she can own her material and lower the value of the master that Scooter Braun's allegedly sold over to these other people. How is this even legal? And from what I know, Taylor Swift writes all of her music. So I don't even know how any of this is even legal. Can somebody tell me how this is legal? Like, I don't know. There needs to be literally a revamping of the music industry, because there should be no way that, for one, someone could just come in and buy out someone's master for a record label. That's one thing, and that artist is getting basically nothing. But it's another highway robbery for someone to sell the catalog for $300 million, and from what I'm seeing, I don't think Miss Taylor Swift got a penny from that. That sounds crazy to me. Outside of the royalties that she probably get as a songwriter, that sounds insane to me. Y'all, I don't know. Y'all comment what y'all think about that, because to me, that's just freaking crazy. It's some shit I'm just like, excuse me, ma'am, say what? Like what? Nah, couldn't be me. And that's part of it, like, and that's the part of it where I just can't, I couldn't do it. Like, I'm glad that I'm not a singer. I'm glad that I'm not somebody who sits here and write music all day. You know, even down to this work that I'm doing this completely independent. But this is why I love doing work independent, because people in the entertainment industry are full of snakes, and it's untalented snakes, and it's like people who have absolutely no talent, can't build by themselves, can't get success by themselves, or people who are basically master manipulators. They try to trick you into thinking that you're not talented enough for something, or you can't do something by themselves. They try to manipulate you so they can financially capitalize over you and steal from you. And this is stuff that goes on in the music industry way too often. And I feel like for Taylor Swift, it's messed up. I feel like it's messed up for all these people. For you guys that don't know, I had watched Jason Lee. Shout out to Jason Lee on Hollywood Unlocked. He had did an interview with T-Boss from TLC, and she basically alleged that she recorded all of TLC's albums over again so she could reclaim her masters, and their masters, so they would be able to make the full profit that they have and be able to rent out stuff to movies and everything else to people, because they've been out here getting robbed. Y'all, there needs to be a serious revamping when it comes to the music industry. And I'm talking from a DJ's perspective, knowing how much these artists are making from the material and how much the people in the suits are getting at these labels. Y'all, it's disgusting. Y'all, for real. But outside of that, y'all, I hope you guys have enjoyed my podcast in general. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Like I said, if you made it almost basically to the end of it, that means that you like my voice, you like my sound, you like what I do, and you like me spitting the real. So if you want me to continue to spit the real to you on my show, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It takes a lot of time to build a podcast like this. You know, I'm sitting here, it's Thanksgiving, your girl just got full. I was over here with the itis, okay? I was about to fall asleep around this piece. But I was like, nah, my people, I gotta put out some more material for my people out there, because I haven't put out some material in a minute, and I was excited to get back on the mic, and this actually woke me up. This actually woke me up and got me inspired to just keep going and keep producing more podcasts for y'all. So, and what y'all can do to help me out is share this video. If you guys enjoy my podcast, share this video. I work very, very hard for my show, and I really, really need people like you to share these shows, so I will have more viewers, more opportunities, new opportunities to grow audiences, more people to add to J Area Gang, build more revenue. Listen, I don't do donations. I'm not doing it yet, but I might start taking donations because I want to start buying some more equipment to really upgrade the set. But right now I'm cool. I got everything I need. You know what I'm saying? So I'm staying here. I'm producing this content for y'all so y'all can enjoy it and get all the hot news and topics. All I need from you guys is to hit that thumbs up button and to share the video. If you guys can do that, I'm going to keep pumping out these videos every week for y'all nonstop, because it's a marathon out here, man. For real. We out here working. If you guys haven't already, follow me on all social media at the DJ J Erica Podcast. Also at DJ J Erica. And also, if you guys haven't already, check out my website, djjericapod.com. That has everything that I have going on right there on the website. You guys can check out. Also, I also have a link tree on my Instagram for you guys to click there and pick wherever you guys prefer to listen to my podcast. If you guys listen on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, of course YouTube. What's up, YouTube? And everywhere else, your girl is here, y'all. It's the DJ Jerica Podcast. You know I like to spit the real. I like to keep it real. I'm probably going to start getting into some more serious topics and stuff about in regards to relationships and stuff like that. Tell me what other topics y'all want to hear me talk about on my show. I do live streams on YouTube sometimes, and those live streams have been doing great. In one live stream, I got like 500 streams in the live stream in an hour. So you guys are giving me encouragement to like come on and do more live. So tell me what the next live should be about. When I'm talking about community, do y'all want me to talk about relationships, whatever it is, and maybe we could just have a hot topic session about that, and I can hear y'all talk to me, because I love talking to the people that watch my show. I love talking to the people that's part of the J Area Gang. I appreciate y'all. So y'all just keep giving me the feedback that I need, y'all. And remember, hit the subscribe button. All right, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Much love. Peace. DJ Erica.